How to read sheet music. Hello, my name is Manchas Kazaba and you're on the Piano Keyboard Guide YouTube channel. While learning to read music is like learning a completely new language, it's not as complicated as it may seem. In this lesson, I will show you how easy it is to learn to read and play music on any instrument. I will break down the language of music into easy to follow steps that are perfect for the beginner or someone who is in search of a refresher course. The staff. The first thing we will take a look at is what is called the staff. Take a look at this staff. You will notice that it consists of 5 parallel lines and 4 spaces between them. Each of these lines and spaces represent a different letter, which in turn represents a different note. In other words, there are various line notes and space notes. Another way to put it is that each line or space is named after a different note. The musical alphabet consists of only 7 letters. These letters are A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. The grand staff. There are 2 clefs that you should know about. They are the treble clef and bass clef. These 2 clefs make up the grand staff. The lines and spaces of either clef are numbered from bottom to top. The bottom line is the first line, and the top line is the 5th line. The treble clef. Let's take a look at the treble clef. This clef, also known as the G clef, is derived from an ornamental Latin letter G. The line at the center of the treble clef circles the line that represents the note G. This is the second line from the bottom. Treble clef line notes. How are the lines of the treble clef named? The 5 lines of the treble clef from bottom to top represent the notes E, G, B, D, F. To make E, G, B, D, F easier to remember, various word cues are often used. They include the popular "every good boy does fine." Treble clef space notes. How are the spaces of the treble clef named? The 4 spaces of the treble clef from bottom to top represent the notes F, A, C, E. This one is so much easier to remember because it spells the word face. Recite the names of the notes of the treble clef from the bottom up. E, G, B, D, F. E, G, B, D, F. Do the same for the notes of the spaces of the treble clef. F, A, C, E. F, A, C, E. Keep practicing and commit these notes to memory. The bass clef. Let's now take a look at the bass clef. This clef follows the same logic as the treble clef. but the location of the notes is different. The bass clef is also known as the F clef. This symbol originates from the Gothic letter F. The dots of the F clef are on either side of the F line or the fourth line. Bass clef line notes. How are the lines of the bass clef named? The 5 lines of the bass clef from bottom to top represent the notes G, B, D, F, A. To make G, B, D, F, A easier to remember, certain word cues are often used. They include the popular "Good boys do fine always." Bass clef space notes. How are the spaces of the bass clef named? The 4 spaces of the bass clef from bottom to top represent the notes A, C, E, G. To make A, C, E, G easier to remember, certain phrases are used. They include the popular "all cows eat grass." Recite the names of the notes of the bass clef from the bottom up. G, B, D, F, A. G, B, D, F, A. Do the same for the notes of the spaces of the bass clef. A, C, E, G. A, C, E, G. Keep practicing and commit these notes to memory. Ledger lines. Ledger line notes. A ledger line is used to notate pitches above or below the lines and spaces of the musical staff. A line a bit longer than the note head is drawn parallel to the staff, above or below. These short lines are spaced at the same distance as the lines of the staff. Ledger lines are nothing more than a continuation of the staff. Middle C is the note halfway between the bass clef and the treble clef. Notes. Notes represent the pitch and duration of a sound. In other words, when you see a note on the staff, it's telling you what note letter to play on your musical instrument and for how long you should play it. Note symbols are a combination of up to 3 basic parts: the note head, the stem, and the flag. The note head is the oval part of the note. There are 2 types: hollow note heads and solid note heads. Where the note head sits on the staff tells you what note you should play on your instrument. Whether it is hollow, open, or solid, filled, indicates duration. The stem is a vertical line attached to some notes. These lines point either upwards or downwards. The stems usually point down for notes on the middle line of the staff or higher, and up for those below. If the note is pointing upwards, the stem is located on the right. If the note points downwards, the stem is located on the left. Not all notes have stems. The other part of a note you should know is the flag. A note flag is the little line that comes off the top or bottom of the note stem. Flags indicate the duration of notes. Some notes have one flag, while others have more than one. The more flags a note has, the shorter its duration. Some notes have no flags. Types of notes: note values or duration. Let's now take a look at 5 different types of notes or note values. Each of these notes have different durations. In other words, they tell the performer how long the note should be held for. The quarter note. British name, crochet. Let's start with the quarter note or crochet. Quarter notes are notated with a filled-in oval note head and a straight, flagless stem. This note lasts 1 beat. A quarter note is played for 1/4 of the duration of a whole note or semibreve. Therefore, 4 quarter notes equal 1 whole note. The half note. British name, minim. A half note or minim is a note played for half the duration of a whole note and twice the duration of a quarter note. This note lasts 2 beats. Therefore, 2 half notes equal 1 whole note. Half notes consist of a hollow oval note head, like a whole note, and straight note stem with no flags, like a quarter note. The whole note. British name, semibreve. A whole note or semibreve is a note equivalent to or lasting as long as 2 half notes or 4 quarter notes. It lasts 4 beats. The whole note has a note head in the shape of a hollow oval, like a half note, but with no stem. The 8th note, British name, quaver. An 8th note or quaver lasts for half a beat. It is played for 1/8 the duration of a whole note. It is half the duration of a quarter note, 1/4 the duration of a half note, and 1/8 the duration of a whole note. The 8th note amounts to twice the value of the 16th note or semiquaver. 8th notes are notated with an oval filled-in note head and a straight note stem with 1 flag. 8/8 notes make up 1 whole note. The 16th note, British name, semiquaver. A 16th note or semiquaver is a note played for half the duration of an eighth note. 16th notes are notated with an oval filled-in note head and a straight note stem with two flags. A single 16th note is always stemmed with flags, while two or more are usually beamed together. 16 16th notes make up one whole note. Counting notes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 in your mind. Clap on each number. These are quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are quarter notes. Go to your piano or other instrument and play a note on each beat. Each note lasts one beat. These are all quarter notes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 in your mind. Clap on numbers 1 and 3. Let's try this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You are counting half notes. Go to your instrument and play a note on beats 1 and 3. Each note lasts 2 beats. These are all half notes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Clap only on number 1. Let's try this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You are counting whole notes. Go to your instrument and play a note on beat 1. Each note lasts 4 beats. These are all whole notes. To play eighth notes, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Clap on each number as well as and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Go to your piano or other instrument, and instead of clapping, play notes on every number as well as and. Each note lasts half a beat. These are all eighth notes. 16th notes are twice as fast as eighth notes. For 16th notes, use the syllables 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Each note lasts 1/4 of a beat. One whole note equals 2 half notes equal 4 quarter notes equal 8 eighth notes equal 16 16th notes. Dotted notes. We will now take a look at dotted notes. To make a note last longer, a dot is often added. A dot increases the duration of a note by half its value. For example, a dot after a quarter note means that you should play a note for 1 plus half a beat, 1.5 beats. A dot after a half note means that you should play the note for 2 beats plus half its value, which equals to 3 beats. A dotted whole note means that you should play a note for 4 plus 2 beats equal 6 beats. Ties. A tie is a curved line that connects the heads of 2 notes of the same pitch, indicating that you should add the duration of each note together and play them as a single note. For instance, if there's a tie connecting a half note and a quarter note, you are to hold that note for 3 beats. If there's a tie connecting a quarter note and a whole note together, the note lasts for 5 beats. Rests. To tell a musician when to play, different types of notes are used. But what happens when we want to tell the musician not to play a note? To indicate this, you use a symbol called a rest. A rest in music is a symbol that indicates that there should be a period of silence. Every type of note has a corresponding rest symbol that has the same time value. Types of rest include the quarter rest or crotchet rest, which lasts for 1 beat, the half rest or minim rest, which lasts for 2 beats, and the whole rest or semi-brief rest, which lasts for 4 beats. Similar to an eighth note, and eighth rest or quaver rest lasts for half a beat, and just like a 16th note, a 16th rest or semi-quaver rest lasts for a quarter of a beat. Like notes, rest can also be dotted, indicating that the rest lasts for 1.5 times its duration. For instance, a dotted half rest lasts for 3 beats, while a dotted whole rest lasts for 6 beats. Measures. Vertical black bars, called bar lines, divide the staff into measures. A measure is the section of a staff that comes between 2 bar lines. Time signatures. Time signatures consist of 2 numbers, one stacked above the other. The bottom number tells you the note value that represents 1 beat, while the top number indicates how many such beats constitute a measure. For instance, a 3/4 time signature tells you that there are 3 quarter note beats per measure, and a quarter note gets 1 beat. A 4/4 time signature tells you that there are 4 quarter note beats per measure, and a quarter note gets 1 beat. Here's Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Use this sheet music to better understand how to read music. Tempo. Another thing you should know about is tempo. Tempo is the speed or pace of a given piece. The tempo of a song is measured in beats per minute or BPM. BPM indicates the number of beats in 1 minute. For instance, a tempo of 60 BPM means that a beat sounds exactly once per second. A 120 BPM, 120 BPM tempo is twice as fast, with 2 beats per second. The C major scale. Let's talk about scales. A major scale is made up of 8 consecutive notes. Typically, the first scale one learns is the C major scale. Its notes are C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. The last C in the scale is a repetition of the first C at a higher octave. On piano, the C major scale consists of white keys only. When you understand the C major scale, it's easier to understand the other major scales, like the F major scale, G major scale, and so on. Here's the C major scale. Whole steps or whole tones, and half steps or semitones. A half step or semitone on a piano keyboard is the distance from one note to the next note. A whole step or whole tone is made up of 2 half steps. For instance, the distance between E and F is a half step. There is no key between E and F. The distance between C and D is a whole step. There is one key between C and D. The major scale formula is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, or WWH, WWWH. To play a C major scale, you start on C and move one whole step to D, one whole step to E, one half step to F, one whole step to G, one whole step to A, one whole step to B, and one half step to C. Accidentals, sharps, flats, and naturals. Sharps, flats, and naturals are called accidentals. Sharps. A sharp sign means to play a note that is a half step or semitone higher. For instance, C sharp means to play the note that is a half step higher than C. On piano, you simply play the key that is to the immediate right of C. F sharp means to play the note that is a half step higher than F. On piano, you simply play the key that is to the immediate right of F. Usually, a hashtag, pound, or number sign is used to represent the sharp sign when typing or writing. For instance, instead of writing D sharp like this, you can simply type this. Flats. In music, the opposite of a sharp sign is a flat sign. A flat sign means to play a note that is a half step lower or a semitone lower. For instance, D flat means to play the note that is a half step lower than D. On piano, you simply play the key that is the immediate left of D. G flat means to play the note that is a half step lower than G. On piano, you simply play the key that is to the immediate left of G. Usually, a small letter B is used to represent the flat sign when typing or writing. For instance, instead of typing D flat like this, you can simply type this. Diagram of piano keys and notes. Naturals. A natural sign is used to cancel a flat or sharp from either a preceding note or the key signature. For example, if a previous note in a piece of music is B flat, when a natural symbol precedes the new note, the note B must be played. In this case, the natural sign cancels the flat. Here's another example. The key of G has one sharp, and that sharp is F sharp. To indicate that you should play F and not F sharp, a natural sign will be placed before the note. In this case, the natural sign cancels the sharp. Key signatures. A key signature is a set of sharp or flat symbols placed on the staff at the beginning of a section of music. It is placed immediately after the clef. In a key signature, a sharp or flat symbol on a line or space of the staff indicates that the note represented by that line or space is to be played a half step higher, sharp, or half step lower, flat, than it would otherwise be played. Key signatures with sharps. A key signature tells you in what key a song is played. If there are no sharps or flats, the song is in the key of C major. If there is one sharp, it's in the key of G major. If there are two sharps, you're in the key of D major. Three sharps, A major. Four sharps mean that you're in the key of E major. Five sharps, B major. Six sharps, F major. And if you see seven sharps, the song is in the key of C sharp major. Key signatures with flats. For key signatures with flats, one flat indicates the key of F major. Two flats indicate the key of B flat major. Three flats, E flat major. Four flats, A flat major. Five flats, D flat major. Six flats, G flat major. And if you come across seven flats, the song is in the key of C flat major. Major key with no sharps or flats, that's the key of C major. Major keys with sharps are G, D, A, E, B, F sharp, and C sharp. Major keys with flats are F major, B flat major, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, and C flat major. I trust that you found this video useful and you're better able to read music. My name is Manchas Kazabo, and this is the Piano Keyboard Guide YouTube channel. By the way, be sure to check out my book, How to Read Music Fast. It's available at Amazon.com. It's also available in course format at Udemy.com. How to Read Music Fast by yours truly, Manchas Kazabo. So if you found this video useful, be sure to click the like button, type a comment, share the video with someone, and how about subscribing to the Piano Keyboard Guide YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Manchas Kazabo, one love, and all the best.